Hey friends, how's it going? Ash here. Welcome back to Gents. We are bumping right up at the end of gift giving season. So I'm a little bit late getting this out. Sorry about that. But today I have for you guys 15 of the best fragrances that you could buy as a gift for a guy out there. I actually posited the question to you all and I said, what is the fragrance that you always get if you're looking to buy a fragrant gift for somebody out there? And I have 15 of your top answers today. I actually got them right here. I want to thank every single one of you that submitted a question and upvoted other people's questions for this topic. And if you want to be included in a future video, check out the community tab of the YouTube channel where you can find another question up there and submit your answer. I'll have each one of these fragrances linked in the description below. And here are a bunch of codes that you can use at different fragrance websites if you so choose, if you want to save a little money. All right, with that all out of the way, I do want to make one thing clear. If you're somebody who's watching this video, you're not really sure of fragrances in general, and you're just looking for gift ideas, I do want to recommend you to use a fragrance discounter. Now, if you don't know what a fragrance discounter is, those are fragrance websites where you can buy authentic fragrances at a discount. It's pretty self-explanatory. But I know a lot of people, when they buy fragrances, they just go to like Macy's, they go to Nordstrom, you know, whatever their local fragrance store is, Sephora, whatever, and they'll just pick it up there. But a lot of these scents that we're gonna talk about here today are way cheaper if you buy them online. Legitimately, some of these that I'm gonna talk about, you can buy for probably $30, $35 online. Whereas if you go into a store, it's gonna be like $100 or more. So keep that in mind. Some of the best fragrance discounters are going to be Fragrance Net, Fragrance Buy, and Joma Shop. So just throwing that out there. If you wanna really dig into it, you can look up fragrance discounter, gray market, stuff like that. But those three that I just mentioned, for keeping it really simple, are ones you don't have to worry about at all in terms of authenticity. All right, let's get started. First up, we have one from Vinzegs, who says, believe it or not, I usually recommend Mont Blanc Legend Eau de Parfum as a gift. It's generally pleasing to most people. It fits pretty much any age group and situation. It's a great cheap pickup, especially for those who aren't really into fragrances. Now you're gonna see Mont Blanc again on this list, and actually the next brand that we talk about, you'll see a couple times on this list as well. I'll tell you straight up that the two brands that got mentioned the most are this one and the next one we're gonna talk about. So over and over and over again, people were recommending Mont Blanc, Mont Blanc, Mont Blanc. The reason is pretty simple to understand. From discounters, like I just talked about, they're not very expensive. And for that price point, they're very versatile, they're compliment pullers, and they have good quality. So you can pick something like this up for 30, 35 bucks, and it's the type of scent that you would expect, if you don't know anything about fragrances, to actually cost way more than that. And it's a name that's respected. Mont Blanc is not just some, you know, fly-by-night, know-nothing name, right? So Legend Eau de Parfum, obviously this one has similarities to Legend Eau de Toilette, and Legend Eau de Toilette smells similar to Abercrombie & Fitch Fierce. So this does have a little bit of that Abercrombie & Fitch Fierce DNA or style to it. If you're familiar with that one, and when you smell this, you'll get the similarities. This one though is a little bit more grown up, a little bit more mature, and as you said, that makes it good for any age group, any situation. It's really, really versatile. It's great during the day, great during the evening. It's a potential office fragrance, date night fragrance, just about anything. So Legend Eau de Parfum, I think this is a really great choice. It makes a lot of sense. Now that other brand that I told you is gonna come up again and also was brought up over and over again is this one, Versace. And the fragrance is Versace Pour Homme. This one comes to us courtesy of Tony Thompson, 1981, who says, it's so easy to wear, impossible to hate, affordable without being cheap, and it's from a known and respected brand. That's pretty much the same stuff that I said about Mont Blanc, isn't it? If it's true, it's true. So Versace, this is a house everybody knows. Everybody knows Versace, right? You can ask 10 people on the street, have you heard of Versace? Do you know what it is? And 10 people will say yes. And from fragrance discounter stores, Versace is typically really affordable. Much cheaper than fragrances from Dior, Yves Saint Laurent, Chanel, and the like. But to your average person, it has pretty much the same name cachet, or close to. So Versace Pour Homme is very clean, very fresh and easy wearing scent. Usually people wear this during spring and summertime, and it is one that I like a lot. Actually, this was one of my go-to office fragrances for quite a while. And this is another one that I think just about any age range can pull off. Younger guys can easily wear this, but older guys can as well. Really obvious one up next from Billy Battle, Bleu de Chanel, Eau de Toilette, or Eau de Parfum. It's a versatile fragrance that can be worn all year round that makes for a great gift for anyone looking to get into fragrances or to add to a growing collection. Strong, reliable, and affordable. Well, affordable when you compare it to some things, yes. If you compare it to more expensive niche fragrances, yes, it's affordable. If you compare it to some of the newer fragrances that have been coming out, some of the elixirs that have been coming out that are really expensive, yes, affordable. If you're looking at a fragrance discounter compared to like these two, not affordable. But at the same time, this is a Chanel, and Chanel fragrances are never, ever going to be cheap. So Bleu de Chanel is one of the best selling fragrances in the world. In the United States, this one is consistently the second best-selling fragrance in the country. As Billy says, really versatile. It's another one you can wear pretty much anywhere, anytime. It has a really pleasant opening. You've got citrus in there that grabs attention right away, some fresh spice. A little bit of incense as it dries down gives it more usability in cool weather as well. So this is truly one of those Swiss Army knife type of fragrances. You know, if somebody is looking to have only one scent, that's it. You know, they don't want a date night fragrance. They don't want a daytime and nighttime. They don't want one for fall, one for spring, one for winter, one for summer. They just want one fragrance for all year. Then Bleu de Chanel is one of the best bets, period. Then we got one from CP Fraghead who says, Mont Blanc Explorer. Hard to hate that one. So again, Mont Blanc pops up again. This one and Legend were the ones that came up the most often. Mont Blanc Explorer smells a bit similar to Creed Aventus, which is an extremely popular niche fragrance that is also expensive, really pricey. Explorer from discounters, very affordable. This is another one that's gonna be in that $35-ish range. It's got a nice, fresh, spicy opening, some fruits in there as well. Again, really appealing, easy to wear. My wife loves this stuff. Then as it dries down, kind of a modern, fresh woodiness. And Explorer is another fragrance where versatility is the name of the game. You can pull this off about anywhere. Then we got one from Scott's Collecting again, who says, Versace Dylan Blue. It's mass appealing, inexpensive, and probably the most versatile designer fragrance on the market. So you've probably noticed something here with these first five. Versatility comes up a lot. And that makes sense, because if you're buying a fragrance for somebody and you don't know really what they like, going with something that's versatile, pretty good safe bet. Because at that point, you've given them something that, again, they can wear just about anywhere, and fragrances that are made more in that style, you know, something that can be worn anywhere, anytime, they typically will be more mass appealing, because that's just what they're made to do, to be easily worn anywhere. So Dylan Blue, this is going to be, as Scott's Collecting again says, a really good, versatile blue designer fragrance. Really easily worn, not as expensive as something like Bleu de Chanel or some of the other ones we're gonna talk about here in a minute, but gets the job done just the same. And actually, this one takes a similar idea as Bleu de Chanel, where it has that easygoing opening and then adds a little more depth as it dries down so you can use it in cooler weather. Now, these are the only two Versaces I'm including in the video, but Eros came up a bunch. Eros is the best-selling fragrance from Versace, and that one as well would be a great choice. And then Man Eau Fraiche came up quite a bit also. And Man Eau Fraiche is more of a spring, summertime, daytime freshie. The next choice comes to us from Sentient Parfums, who says Dolce & Gabbana, the one Eau de Toilette, timeless, uber versatile, mass appealing, while smelling unique, soft, and likable, hard to beat. Now, I love the one. I do. I think that the one Eau de Parfum for me personally is a little bit better than the one Eau de Toilette overall. The one Eau de Toilette is more affordable though. And as he says, this is mass appealing. It does smell fairly unique, and it is soft and likable. All that's true. This is gonna be more of a warm, sweet, spicy scent. Most people think of it as a date night fragrance or, you know, kind of a softer, sexy scent. Something that's more alluring, inviting, that type of scent profile. So while it is versatile in the sense that a lot of people really like it, it is not as versatile as these as far as when you would probably gravitate toward wearing it. But during fall and winter time, this is a killer. Just be aware the performance is not amazing. So it doesn't project out really heavily. As he correctly states, it's a little bit softer. Then we got Trouble, who says Lacoste L1212 Blanc is a great entry-level clean floral that basically anyone could pull off. And what he says is completely true. This is an easygoing fragrance, easy to wear, very affordable from discounters, and it's one that just about any age range can pull off. Clean and fresh and a little bit of a sporty edge, but at the same time, a touch classy as well. Lacoste is a brand that sometimes gets overlooked, but from discounters, they're typically really affordable, and the quality to cost ratio is beneficial in your favor. Funky D50 says, I always recommend Prada Ocean Eau de Toilette Eau de Parfum. So that's gonna be Luna Rosa, Ocean, Eau de Toilette, and Eau de Parfum. Very safe, mass appealing, and most guys that aren't enthusiasts should like it. If not, I advise Polo Blue Parfum because the recipient would have heard of the brand. I kind of get what you're saying there, but I'm pretty sure that most people probably would know Prada. For real though, Polo Blue Parfum would work also, and I do very much appreciate that you put Polo Blue Parfum instead of Polo Blue Eau de Toilette, because I think Polo Blue Parfum is 10 times better than the Eau de Toilette. So absolutely, if you're gonna go Polo Blue, don't go EDT. Go Parfum, go Gold Blend, you know, honestly go anything other than the Eau de Toilette. I'm triggered by that one. I don't like it. I don't like the cucumber, okay? Back on topic. Luna Rosa Ocean is once again another blue fragrance. So, you know, we got Dylan Blue, we got Bleu de Chanel, we got Luna Rosa Ocean. This is a blue fragrance done very much in Prada's style. So what that means is it has a very clean edge to it, a little, you know, kind of soapiness to it. Not quite as aggressively loud as some can be. This is gonna be a little more reserved, classy, and as I said, clean. But it still has that nice aquatic scent profile that people like. Tom SNC is up next, who says, Sauvage Eau de Toilette. You can get a whole gift set for a decent price, and it will definitely get people into fragrances the first time they smell it. Now, remember earlier, I was talking about Bleu de Chanel being one of the top 2 best-selling fragrances in the United States. Well, this one is the #1. Yes, Sauvage is the most popular fragrance line in the country. So if you're just looking for that fragrance that everybody loves, that everybody's wearing, that everybody's buying, this is what that is. Now there are different versions of this. There's the Eau de Parfum, the Parfum, and Elixir, but Tom here has pointed out the Eau de Toilette, which honestly, for a jumping off point for somebody getting into fragrances, that's probably the one you'd want to point them to first. This is extremely strong, great performance, lasts a long time, big scent cloud as you're moving around, compliment magnet. People love this stuff. I mean, that's one of the reasons it sells. It gets compliments, it's versatile, it lasts a long time, and it projects heavily. And for most people, that's what they're looking for. Now, it's gonna be more expensive than some of these other ones because even at discounters, this is not gonna be discounted heavily. It's a Dior. Dior's are not cheap, and people are gonna buy it regardless. So, you know, you might save a few bucks, but you're not gonna save a ton. We have 3 fragrances up next from Ukulele Loki 94, who says, the guys at my place of work have complimented Spice Bomb Infrared several times this year, along with Exclusive Tabac from Maison Alhambra. The ladies, however, have loved Angel Share this year. No blue fragrances here, surprisingly. Much love from Manchester, UK. Much love back to you. So we have 3 different fragrances here, and all 3 of these are gonna be more for fall and winter time, and 3 different price points as well. So the cheapest one is gonna be this one, Exclusive Tabac. I somehow like almost missed touching the cap. But this is a cologne fragrance. So this is made to smell very similar to another scent that's much more expensive, which is Carolina Herrera's Mystery Tobacco. So if you wanted something that smells much more expensive than it is, that's a nice warm sweet tobacco scent, you could get this one. Then Spice Bomb Infrared is kind of in the middle there. It's a obviously very spicy fragrance, but it has a very sweet scent profile to it, and that does make it a pretty good compliment puller. It's gonna be a little more youthful probably than these 2, I would say. Angel Share is the most expensive one, and this one I do think is the best of the 3. This is Sweet on top of sweet, but done in a fantastic way. Nice booziness, very warm, extremely appealing. This is one of the most hyped, loved niche fragrances out there for good reason. So there's 3 options right there. Now this next one is a great choice. It comes to us from Despair 50 Cal 45, who says sample sets. One of the best gifts to get anyone, no matter the taste or personality, it always works. So sample sets, discovery kits, those are great options. If you don't know what that is for some reason, most brands will typically have a sample set from their house. So you'll have a bunch of options of different fragrances that brand makes, usually in little sample sizes. So you could get that for somebody and then they could try out a bunch of different scents and pick out the one they like the most. The one that I'll point out for most people if they're trying to buy something as a gift, you know, kind of in this style, would be from Sephora. So Sephora has a sample set where they have, I think it's 8 different fragrance samples in there, and it comes with a little coupon. So the person that you gift the sample set to would try each one of the 8 fragrances, you know, wear them, see which one they like the most. Then they use the coupon that's inside of the set, and they get a free bottle of whichever fragrance they choose from the 8. So that's a really nice option because you don't have to worry about, you know, I got you this, but you don't like it. No, they got 8 different ones. They can pick the one they like the most, get a full bottle of it, and they're set. Canpo says, for a fragrance enthusiast, Cedrat Boisé Intense is a safe option, but most definitely going to tickle your pickle. Ugh, tickle the pickle. Intense Cedrat Boisé, though, is an awesome choice. It's an easy choice. People love it. Another one that, you know, like we've talked about, really versatile. It's got great staying power, you know, pushes out very well, and people just really gravitate toward this one. It's one of their best sellers. Also Cedrat Boisé, because this is a flanker of that, Intense Cedrat Boisé, and then there's the original Cedrat Boisé. Both of those came up often, and both would be very good choices. If you wanted the cheaper of the 2, that would be Cedrat Boisé, so just drop the Intense. And that one's gonna be really affordable from discounters. Semi-Smooth Criminal 976 says, my default as of late has been Dior Homme 2020, had it backwards. And this one came up a bunch as well. Most of the time, when asked for a recommendation, it's by a normal person and not a fragrance enthusiast. They want something easy to find, recognizable, compliment getting, and versatile. It ticks all of those boxes while maintaining a bit of uniqueness in a sea of Sauvage, Acqua di Gio, Bleu de Chanel, and why. I have no clue why my brain turned off when I looked at ADG. Sauvage, Acqua di Gio, as if I haven't been wearing the fragrance for like 20 years. Anyway, back to the video. Dior Homme Intense is a very fresh fragrance, very classy, extremely classy, I feel like. Modern as well. It's quite woody though. It's a fragrance that puts its kind of like fresh woods right at the forefront of the fragrance, fresh spice and woods. And so it is going to be different from these other blue fragrances, for sure. But if you're looking for something like that, this would be a wonderful choice. Gonna butcher this one, nice. Eric Quijiji. I feel like Steve Harvey. Eric Quijiji, 7674. Coach for Men is solid. Hard to dislike for the casual fragrance enjoyer and can be found for cheap. Yes and yes. You can find this for next to nothing online. It's another one that's actually extremely popular. This is a really, really good selling fragrance in the United States. I like the bottle, you know, it looks classy, it looks well done, and it does have a little bit of a different flair as compared to these other blue fragrances as well, as its own style, its own scent profile. So you have Nashi Pear in here as one of the main notes. Got some cardamom, some vetiver, a little woodiness as it dries, nicely sweet, just really well done, easy wearing, and affordable. And last but not least, we have from Caleb Hepburn, CIAWW, Missoni Wave. Cheap and smells awesome. So once again, cheap, yes. Again, from discounters at full retail, it is not cheap. Love the presentation, it looks great. Have this nice blue gradient, the cap is magnetic, it feels expensive, it smells expensive. It's a little bit similar to Versace Pour Homme and how it comes across, but this one is a little bit, just a little bit denser than Versace Pour Homme. Versace Pour Homme is a little lighter, maybe a little fresher, but I do feel like Missoni Wave has kind of like a fuller scent profile to it. Both of them are wonderful, and you would use both really in the same situations. But if you can find Missoni Wave for cheap, for somebody that likes a fresh, aquatic scent, you should absolutely pick this up. There we go. A lot of options right here. And truth be told, I agree with everything here. I think for the majority of people, these are all gonna be scents that are easy to wrap your head around, easy to wear, easy to love. Most of them are quite affordable also. So some great options. Thank you guys for hanging with me. Hope that you have a great holiday season, and I will see you guys later with another fragrance video. See you later.